Werner Herzog's documentary film Where the Green Ants Dream explores the cultural clash between a mining company and the Aboriginal people in Australia's Northern Territories. The film is a poignant and powerful examination of the devastating impact of colonialism on indigenous communities, and Herzog's unique approach to storytelling helps to shed light on the complexities of this issue. The film is set in the fictional township of Noolsa, which represents the real-life township of Noonkanbah in Western Australia. In the film, a mining company has discovered a deposit of uranium beneath the land that the Aboriginal people consider sacred. The company wants to mine the land, but the Aboriginal people are determined to protect it. Herzog's approach to the film is both poetic and analytical, as he explores the history of colonialism in Australia and the impact it has had on indigenous communities. He interviews a range of people, from the mining company's representatives to the Aboriginal people fighting to protect their land. Through these interviews, Herzog reveals the deep-seated conflicts that exist between these groups and the cultural differences that underlie them. One of the most powerful aspects of the film is Herzog's depiction of the land itself. He shows the stunning natural beauty of the landscape, juxtaposed with the destructive power of the mining machinery. This contrast highlights the deep connection that the Aboriginal people have to the land and the devastating impact that mining would have on their way of life. Herzog's film also touches on themes of spirituality and belief. The Aboriginal people in the film believe that the land is alive and that it has a spirit that must be respected. This spiritual connection to the land is in stark contrast to the mining company's purely economic motivation for wanting to extract the uranium. By exploring these spiritual beliefs, Herzog helps to underscore the deep cultural differences that exist between these groups. The title Where the Green Ants Dream comes from a traditional Aboriginal myth, which holds that the green ants of the Australian outback are the keepers of sacred knowledge and wisdom. In the myth, the green ants dream of a powerful force that will one day come to disrupt their world, and it is the responsibility of the Aboriginal people to listen to the green ants and learn from their wisdom. Werner Herzog chose this title for his film as a way of highlighting the importance of traditional Aboriginal knowledge and culture, and the need to protect the land and the natural world from the destructive forces of industrialization and resource extraction. The film tells the story of a group of Aboriginal people who resist the encroachment of a mining company on their land, and their struggle to protect the land and its sacred significance. The title also suggests a sense of foreboding and unease, as the green ants in the myth are dreaming of a powerful force that will one day threaten their world. In this way, the title sets up the central conflict of the film and emphasizes the importance of protecting the land and its sacred significance. Where the Green Ants Dream was filmed over a period of 4 weeks in 1983 in the Pilbara region of Western Australia. Werner Herzog directed the film and wrote the script, which he co-wrote with Bob Ellis, an Australian journalist and writer. The production faced a number of challenges, including the harsh environmental conditions of the Australian outback. Temperatures during filming regularly exceeded 100 degrees Fahrenheit, 38 degrees Celsius, and the cast and crew had to deal with harsh winds and sandstorms. Herzog also faced difficulties communicating with the Aboriginal cast and crew due to language barriers and cultural differences. To prepare for the film, Herzog spent several months living with the Aboriginal people in the region, learning about their culture and customs. He also worked with local Aboriginal actors and extras, many of whom had never acted before. The cast and crew lived together in makeshift camps during filming, which helped to build a sense of community and shared experience. The film's production was funded by the Australian Film Commission and several other sources. The production crew included several Australian filmmakers, including cinematographer Jörg Schmidt-Rietwein and editor Tony Lawson. After filming was completed, Herzog faced several challenges in post-production, including issues with sound quality and difficulties in editing the film due to the unconventional structure of the script. However, the film was eventually completed and premiered at the Cannes Film Festival in 1984, where it received positive reviews. The production of Where the Green Ants Dream was controversial, particularly with regards to the film's depiction of the Aboriginal people and their fight against the mining company. Some members of the Aboriginal community and indigenous rights activists criticized the film for not accurately representing the issues and conflicts faced by indigenous people in Australia. One of the main criticisms of the film was that it depicted the Aboriginal people as passive victims, rather than active agents in their fight against the mining company. Some Aboriginal people also criticized the film for its use of non-Indigenous actors in Aboriginal roles, and for the fact that the film crew did not consult with local Aboriginal communities during the production process. In response to these criticisms, Herzog defended the film, arguing that it was a work of fiction and not intended to be a documentary or a historical record. He also stated that the film was intended to be a metaphor for the clash between cultures and the impact of colonialism on indigenous communities. Werner Herzog has spoken extensively about Where the Green Ants Dream and his experiences making the film. In interviews, he has emphasized the importance of working with local Aboriginal communities to create a film that accurately reflects their culture and experiences. He has also discussed the challenges of making a film about a culture that is very different from his own, and the importance of respecting the traditions and values of the Aboriginal people he was working with. In one interview, Herzog stated that Where the Green Ants Dream was one of his most personal films, and that he was drawn to the story because of its universal themes of struggle and resistance against powerful forces. He has also stated that he sees the film as a work of magic realism, blending elements of traditional storytelling with a contemporary narrative structure. Herzog has also discussed the controversial reception of the film, stating that he was not surprised by the criticism and that he understood why some people might take issue with the film's portrayal of indigenous culture. However, he has also defended the film as a work of art that is open to interpretation and that raises important questions about the relationship between indigenous people and the land. Here are some of the key moments in the film. The film begins with a long, tracking shot through the Australian outback, emphasizing the vastness and beauty of the landscape. The camera eventually settles on a group of Aboriginal people who are gathered around a fire, performing a traditional dance. This scene establishes the connection between the Aboriginal people and the land, and sets up the conflict between their traditional culture and the forces of industrialization and development. The main conflict of the film centers around a mining company that has come to the Aboriginal people's land to extract resources. The company is represented by a group of white men in suits, who are portrayed as callous and indifferent to the cultural and environmental significance of the land they are exploiting. This scene sets up the central conflict of the film, and establishes the mining company as the main antagonist. In response to the mining company's arrival, the Aboriginal people organize a peaceful protest, in which they block the company's access to the land. This scene highlights the determination and resilience of the Aboriginal people, and emphasizes their commitment to protecting their land and cultural heritage. As the conflict between the Aboriginal people and the mining company escalates, the case goes to court, where a judge must decide whether the company has the legal right to mine the land. This scene highlights the legal and political dimensions of the conflict, and emphasizes the power dynamics between indigenous communities and the larger society. Throughout the film, there are several dream sequences that depict the green ants of the myth. In one of these sequences, the green ants speak directly to the main character, and tell him that they will fight to protect the land. This scene emphasizes the spiritual and cultural significance of the land, and emphasizes the importance of listening to traditional knowledge and wisdom. The film culminates in a tense standoff between the Aboriginal people and the mining company, in which the two sides confront each other directly. This scene emphasizes the power dynamics and cultural clashes at the heart of the conflict, and highlights the courage and determination of the Aboriginal people in their fight to protect their land. In conclusion, Werner Herzog's Where the Green Ants Dream is a powerful and thought-provoking documentary film that explores the complex issues surrounding the conflict between a mining company and the Aboriginal people in Australia. Herzog's unique approach to storytelling and his exploration of themes of spirituality, belief, and cultural differences help to shed light on the devastating impact of colonialism on indigenous communities. The film serves as a powerful reminder of the importance of respecting the land and the cultures of those who inhabit it.